The entire Into the Darkroom platform is built on the concepts of pre-designed content sections that you can mix and match and reorganize in any way you want. What we've done is we've created sections like this, where you have an image, text, title, and you can add a button. We have header options like this, where it slides through images. We have items like this. These are content sections that if you click out, you can load albums. We have blurb sections and so on. And so we've just created all these different content section types that you can just mix and match and use in any order you want. The idea is that you're not going to be playing around with layouts individually within this section, because we've laid it out so that it works on desktop and mobile, and all you have to do is add your images and text and it should fall right into place. So really what I want to show you is how this works in the back end and how you build a site like this. So if we were to build a long scroll site and we had a big image at the top, and then we wanted to build a second section that had this type of section in there, we would go ahead and go into the back end, and we would click Create New Page. I'm going to title this Test, because we're just going to make a test run here, and click Create Page. And the first thing I want to do is maybe create a big image at the top with maybe a title and some text on it. So I'm going to add new content block, and I get to choose from all these different content blocks. And I'm going to go ahead and title this Top Image and Text. And I'm going to pick this type of content section, and I'm going to create that block. I'm going to go ahead and click Edit, and I'm going to start adding my content to it. So Create New Entry. I'm going to title this Top Image. I can go ahead and play with things like opacity colors, opacity numbers, so like how that color comes through, so that I can put my text over it. And then I can start doing things like changing whether my text is positioned left, right, or center. I'm going to leave it center for now. I'm going to start uploading images. So I'm going to upload an image. And I can upload a background image. And I'm going to add a title. I'm going to add some text, and I'm going to go ahead and click Create Entry. So now, if I go back to my pages, you'll see that I have this already created, and that's going to show me a big image. So if I were to preview this, you can see that we have that big image at the top with the title and the text, and when we scroll, there's nothing below it. But now we want to add another section. So I'm going to add another content section, and we're going to make something like on that other page where it's just what we call a hero image. So it's a little hero image with some text. So I'll just title this Hero. I'll create this section, and now I'm going to edit it. So I'm gonna title this maybe this is going to be About Me, and I'm going to add an image and some text. And so I'm going to put a title, and I'm going to put some text in here, and I'm going to upload an image. So I want to find an image of that person, and I'm going to click Save, Create Entry. So now if I go back, I have these two items, and when I preview, you're going to see that you had that first content section and the second content section. Now the beauty is I can just keep adding content sections. So if you want to build a site from scratch, you can go ahead and do that. You can just come in here, start creating pages, and just keep adding and reorganizing the content sections so that they work out the way you want them to. You could build long scroll sites, you could build sites with multiple pages, but if you don't want to start from scratch, what we've been doing is we've been creating these layouts. And you can come into the layout section and you can add a new layout, find something that we've already put together, and if you're like, hey, I really like that, you can start with that section, and it would look, let's say you're looking at a site like this, and you're like, wow, I really like this. I really like this site. I like the way it looks. I add that, and it pre-populates my backend to look like this with all the content that's already there. So if I wanted to edit that About page, instead of building it from scratch, I just come in here and I can start editing. So you can notice that if I come in here and I want to edit this image, it's the same image that's here. And so you can look at the site and you can understand what you need to edit. And if I wanted to edit that text, I go back to the page and I come in here and I edit the text, and I can come in here and just put my own text in there. So you can either start from scratch and build out your own site, Or you could use one of our layouts, just install it. It's going to pre-populate it with content that looks like this. And when you are ready to just come in and swap out the images and the text, that's all you have to do. All the pages are already linked up with the navigation. And so we wanted to streamline how you set up your site so that you can do it as quickly and efficiently as possible. And again, if you want to play around and build a site from scratch, that's not a problem. If you were to pick one of our long scroll sites and you had something just like this and you wanted to come in, start with this and modify it a little bit, then basically you would come in here and it would look something like this. And you would have all of these sections in this one long scroll, and you just come in and you start swapping out all of the content. So if I wanted to swap out the portfolio stuff or that about section, I come in here, I edit it, and here's the girl with the text that correlates directly to this girl and this text, and it's that easy. So again, you can start from scratch and build out the site the way you want it, or you can go ahead and use one of our pre-designed layouts and just swap out images and launch your site as quickly as possible.